Okay, real talk for a second. Your phone rings. That familiar anxiety hits your chest. Your throat gets tight. And in that moment, you'd rather face actual physical danger than pick up that call. Sound dramatic? Maybe. But if you're one of the millions who feel their stomach drop every time their phone buzzes, congratulations, your brain isn't broken. It's actually operating on a level of social intelligence that most people can't even comprehend. And before you roll your eyes thinking it's just social anxiety, stop. We're not talking about shyness. We're talking about your subconscious mind running a complex cost-benefit analysis in milliseconds. See, when that call comes in, your brain isn't just hearing a ringtone. It's calculating. Is this conversation worth the 45 minutes of emotional energy I'll lose? Will this person respect my time? Is there a hidden agenda here? And honestly, that's not anxiety. That's your intuition screaming at you through science. Here's the first brutal truth nobody tells you. People who hate phone calls have subconsciously realized something most haven't. Unstructured conversation is the single biggest productivity killer of the 21st century. Think about it. A text takes 15 seconds. An email takes 2 minutes. But a phone call, that's a minimum 20-minute emotional commitment where you have to perform interest, empathy, and engagement in real time. Your brain has basically done the math and realized this is a terrible ROI. And guess what? Neuroscience backs this up. The constant context switching from a deep work state to social performance mode literally drains your prefrontal cortex. Translation: phone calls make you dumber for hours afterward. Now let's get into the psychology of control. See, here's the thing about phone calls that makes our generation's skin crawl. It's the ultimate loss of control. When you text, you control the timing, the wording, the response delay. You can think, edit, reconsider. But a phone call, that's emotional improv theater. You're thrown on stage without a script, expected to perform perfectly. And for people with high cognitive empathy, that's you. By the way, this is literal torture. Because you're not just hearing words. You're analyzing tone, pauses, subtext, emotional states, all while trying to formulate your own perfect response. It's like playing 4D chess while someone's yelling the rules at you. And here's where it gets really interesting. Research from the University of Chicago found that people who prefer asynchronous communication, that's texts and emails, folks actually have higher emotional intelligence scores. Why? Because they're giving conversations the space and respect they deserve. They're not just reacting, they're responding. There's a massive difference.
Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Back in my day, we talked on the phone. Yeah, well, back in your day, you also mailed letters and thought disco was cool. Times change. But seriously, this isn't about being antisocial. It's about communication evolution. Your parents' generation used phones for information transfer. Our generation has 1,000 better ways to do that. So, when we reserve phone calls for actual emotional connection, and someone uses it to ask, "What time is the meeting?" Of course, we're pissed. That's like using a Lamborghini to go grocery shopping. It's not that we don't appreciate the car. We're just aware there are better tools for the job. And this is the secret no one's telling you. People who hate unnecessary phone calls actually value real conversation more. We're not avoiding connection, we're gatekeeping it. We're saving our emotional energy for the conversations that actually matter. The 2 a.m. I need to talk call will pick up before the first ring ends. The just checking in from someone we love, that's sacred. But the "hey, can you explain that email I just sent you" call, that's where we draw the line. So let's reframe this completely. If you dread phone calls, you're not socially awkward. You're socially efficient. Your brain has evolved past the primitive must answer every ring instinct and developed something better: intentional communication filters. Think about it. In a world of infinite distractions, you've subconsciously created boundaries. You've decided that your attention is valuable, your time is precious, and your emotional energy isn't free for anyone to drain. That's not anxiety, that's wisdom. That's maturity. That's what psychologists call healthy attachment with secure boundaries. And the most beautiful part? Once you understand this about yourself, the anxiety starts to melt away. Because now you're not the person who hates phone calls. You're the person who chooses when to be available. There's power in that. There's freedom in that. You can set the rules. Hey, I prefer to schedule calls. Can we text first to set an agenda? I'm in deep work mode until 4 p.m. These aren't excuses, they're declarations of self-respect. So the next time you feel that familiar dread, I want you to do something different. Don't judge yourself. Don't force yourself. Just ask, what is my intuition protecting me from right now? Maybe it's preserving your creative flow. Maybe it's guarding your peace. Maybe it's telling you this. Conversation deserves more attention than you can give while multitasking. Listen to that voice. It's not weakness. It's your highest intelligence trying to communicate, because at the end of the day, every ringtone is a request for your most limited resource, your attention, and you get to decide who's worth that investment, period. If this hit different, you're exactly who I make these videos for. Hit subscribe. We're building a community of people who think deeply about how their minds work. And if you're ready to understand why you actually enjoy being alone while everyone calls you antisocial, that's exactly what we're diving into next. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.